Hi, I'm going to show to you how effective using bar modeling in solving a word problem. Let's begin. This is our word problem, so let's read it. We have here Dessa made 38 sushi rolls. She made 6 more salmon sushi rolls than tuna sushi rolls. How many salmon sushi rolls does Dessa make? So first we have to find out what's given. So we know that Dessa made 38 sushi rolls, so let's highlight that. What else do we know here? We know that she was able to make 6 more salmon compared to tuna. And then what do we need to solve here? We need to find out how many salmon sushi rolls does Dessa make. So let's underline that. Now let's begin. So with this one, the method we're going to use is what we call bar modeling. So bar modeling is a highly known problem-solving tool in Singapore Math, and it will help the students visualize before they can solve. So let's begin by writing here model on this left side. So let's first draw the bar model for salmon. So let's write here, let's label salmon. And then it says here, the salmon that she made is 6 more compared to tuna. So when we draw the bar model for salmon, first let's have a rectangular bar to represent it. All right, it's going to look like this. And then it says here, she made 6 more, so there will be an extension of it by 6. Let's have a different color for it to emphasize it. There we go. And then now let's draw our tuna. So with tuna, it's going to be the same with the purple bar, because with the salmon, it was 6 more compared to tuna. So let's have another purple bar. This time, it will represent our tuna. There we go. Now let's start labeling it. So with our orange bar there, we'll label this as 6 to represent the 6 more. And then we also know that she was able to make a total of 38. So we'll have here a bracket that will cover the salmon and the tuna, and we'll label it as 38. So the bracket here, and then we'll place here 38. Right. So what else do we need to add so we can complete now our bar model? That will be our unknown represented by a question mark. So we're looking for, based on the problem, how many salmon sushi rolls does Dessa make? So our question mark will be with the salmon. So we'll place here another bracket for the entire salmon. And we'll place here a question mark. Now that completes our bar model. So now we can start solving. So let's write here solution on the right side. Now let's see it visually. So we can see here that we have the total. And then if you notice, if I actually remove the 6 to 38, I will have 2 bars exactly identical. So that means it will be easier for me now to find out how many salmon sushi rolls does Dessa make. So the very first thing I need to do is to remove this or to subtract. So let's do that. So first step will be 38 minus 6. So this is easy to do. We can actually do it horizontally, horizontal format. So basically, 6 removed from 8 will give us 2. You'll be left with 30, so 32. Now we know that we have a new total for the 2 remaining bars. So this is how nice it is if you are using an online platform like this one. But if you are using like manual, you have it on a sheet of paper, it's so advisable that you use pencils so you can actually erase it. So why do I say that? So that you can see it clearly, because I'm going to do it exactly here. I'm going to cover this. All right, so visually you can see we have a new total. So I'm going to cover this because this has been removed already. Let's make it white. There we go. There we go. And that we have a new total. It's not anymore 38, but 32. All right, so I'm going to do it here. There we go. So visually, you can see now that we have two identical, and now we also know their total. This time it's 32. We want to find out that one unit. So what do? We only have 4 operations involved. We have the total already, so definitely we're not going to add. Doesn't make sense. All right, the total is there. We're not going to remove anything, so we're not going to subtract. That doesn't make sense because we only need to find one part. And we're not going to double it or to triple it. We're not going to multiply. It doesn't make sense. So basically, we are going to divide. All right, good. So let's do it. So 32 divided by 2. We can actually do the number bond method here. All right, so with 32 divided by 2, you can break apart your 32. Let's make it 30. And then the other one will be 2. Half of 30 divided by 2 will give us 15. I can do it here. And we all know that if you divide 2 by itself, 2 divided by 2, it will always equal to 1. And that we simply put them together, 15 plus 1. The answer is 16. And 32 divided by 2 is 16. Right, so now I'm going to erase this again so that I can place it inside our bar model so you can see it clearly. There we go. Let's bring that back. And now I'm going to place here 16. All right, so we know that each purple bar, the value is 16. I can place it inside here. So 16 and then 16. Now for the final step. So it's complete already, the salmon. We have 16 and we have 6. So we need to simply add, all right? It covers 16 and 6, so simply put them together. So 16 plus 6. Again, here, 6 plus 6 is 12. 12 plus 10 will give us 22. All right. So now we know the total or how many salmon sushi rolls does Dessa make. She was able to make 22 salmon sushi rolls. So let's label this as our answer or final answer. And that is 22 salmon sushi rolls. Okay, now let's check. We have to make sure in problem solving, it's very important that you always look back or check just to make sure that you were able to arrive with the correct and right and accurate answer. So let's check it here on this side, lower left. So I'm going to mark it here as to check. So we know that the salmon is 22. So let's label it. Salmon is 22. And that we know the tuna is 16. Tuna is 16. And what we need to do is simply put them together. Let's add. So 22 plus 16. And if we get 38, then we are definitely correct. All right. So by looking at it, this is 8, this is 38, and we have a match. Are we correct? Definitely. So let's just box our final answer here in color pink. And there we go. So this is bar modeling. It's really helpful as a problem-solving tool, and it will effectively help your kids to master solving word problems and develop their higher order thinking skills.